Welcome, viewers, to a thrilling journey into the depths of ancient scriptures and mythological seas. Today, we unravel the enigma of Leviathan, a creature whose name is synonymous with overwhelming size and power. This biblical sea monster captures our imagination, symbolizing chaos and challenging our understanding of the natural and the supernatural. As we dive into the ancient texts, we will explore how Leviathan has not only influenced religious thought, but has also permeated cultural narratives across centuries. This formidable creature, mentioned in the Holy Scriptures, invites us to question the limits of the known world and confront the mysteries that lurk in the depths of the ocean and the edges of the ancient maps. From the poetic verses of the Book of Job to the dark waters of ancient lore, Leviathan emerges as a figure of ultimate chaos, a primal force that defies human control and understanding. Join us as we seek to decode the myth, peel back the layers of metaphor, and uncover the truths hidden within these ancient narratives. Prepare to be captivated by the tales of terror and awe that surround this legendary Leviathan of the deep. As we embark on this epic quest, let us delve deeper into the origins of Leviathan, tracing its roots back to the earliest civilizations known to man. These ancient societies, steeped in mystery and rich in folklore, have painted Leviathan in various lights. From a monstrous villain lurking in the uncharted waters, ready to devour unsuspecting sailors, to a divine instrument of God's wrath, shaping the fate of nations with its colossal strength. The portrayal of Leviathan across different cultures offers a fascinating glimpse into how human beings interpret the forces of nature and the unknown, often weaving them into their mythos and spiritual narratives. Throughout this journey, we will also examine the artistic depictions of Leviathan, spanning centuries of visual arts. From medieval manuscripts where it is depicted as a serpentine beast coiled menacingly in the deep seas, to Renaissance art, where its battle with God symbolizes the struggle between good and evil, Leviathan's image has evolved, yet its essence as a powerful disruptor of order remains constant. These artistic endeavors not only reflect the fear and awe that Leviathan has inspired, but also highlight the enduring fascination with creatures that embody the untamable aspects of nature. Moreover, the discussion will extend to the theological implications of Leviathan's story. Theologians and scholars have long debated its significance in biblical eschatology and its role in illustrating themes of judgment and redemption. We will explore interpretations that view Leviathan as both a literal and metaphorical representation of chaos and evil, examining the creature's appearances in biblical prophecies and its ultimate defeat as a testament to divine sovereignty and the establishment of a new order. Finally, our exploration will not shy away from the modern resonances of the Leviathan myth. In today's context, Leviathan can be seen as a metaphor for the colossal challenges humanity faces, be they environmental catastrophes, political upheavals, or societal crises. How does the ancient myth of Leviathan help us understand and navigate the complexities of our world? What can we learn from the way our ancestors envisioned and interacted with this symbol of ultimate power and chaos? Join us as we traverse these deep waters, guided by historical insights, artistic expressions, theological discussions, and the enduring human quest to understand the fundamental mysteries of our existence. This is not just a story about a sea monster. It is a story about humanity's perpetual struggle to find order in chaos and meaning in the unknown. In the sacred texts, Leviathan is depicted with an awe-inspiring and almost otherworldly detail that elevates it from a mere sea creature to a symbol of immense power and dread. Introduced in the scriptures as a formidable behemoth of the deep, its descriptions are woven through the Book of Job with such artistry and precision that it captivates and terrifies all who read its passages. In Job 41, The vivid language used to describe Leviathan is not only rich, but layered with metaphorical depth, presenting this creature as a nearly invincible force of nature. The text describes Leviathan's scales as rows of shields, tightly sealed and incredibly hard. This imagery suggests an impenetrable defense, likening its hide to a fortress that not even the fiercest weapons of man could breach. The scales are detailed as being so close, no air can pass between them, a feature that emphasizes its supernatural resilience and imperviousness to any assault. Further, its teeth are portrayed as dreadful roundabout, conjuring images of a mouth so fearsome that it seems designed for destruction. Each tooth is a tool of terror, contributing to Leviathan's reputation as a devourer of men and beasts alike. The depiction of its teeth encircles its power to rip and tear through the toughest materials, be they flesh or fabric of the earth. Most strikingly, Leviathan's heart is described as firm as stone. This metaphor extends beyond physical description to suggest a creature devoid of fear, unyielding and courageous in the face of any threat. Its heart, firm and unbreakable, symbolizes a will that cannot be conquered, a spirit indomitable by even the gods themselves. This combination of unbreakable scales, dreadful teeth, and a heart of stone paints Leviathan as a creature beyond common understanding, a being that embodies the raw and untamed force of the primordial waters from which it hails. Its description in Job is not just a catalogue of fearsome features, but a portrayal that challenges our understanding of the boundaries between the natural world and the divine, between the known and the unknowable. As we delve deeper into these descriptions, we are not only exploring the characteristics of a biblical beast, but are also invited to reflect on the power and mystery that such a creature represents in the larger biblical narrative. Themes of God's mastery over creation and the awe and fear that his creations can inspire. The mysterious and awe-inspiring Leviathan does not stand alone in the annals of mythological beasts. Its origins may well trace back to ancient Near Eastern mythology, a region rich with stories of great sea dragons and monstrous creatures that embodied chaos and stood as formidable adversaries to gods and heroes alike. In these ancient tales, creatures like Leviathan were not merely threats, but also symbols of the untamable forces of nature and the chaos that predated the ordered world. In the myths of ancient Mesopotamia, creatures such as Tiamat in Babylonian mythology parallel the biblical Leviathan. Tiamat, like Leviathan, was a massive sea dragon associated with the creation of the world from her slain body, much as the chaos over which God prevails is symbolized by Leviathan in the biblical texts. Similarly, in Canaanite mythology, the god Baal battles Yam, who is often represented as a sea serpent or dragon, reflecting a struggle against chaos mirrored in the story of Leviathan. These myths spread across different cultures and times, each adding their unique perspectives, yet echoing a common theme. The sea, as a mysterious and often terrifying frontier, this universal motif highlights humanity's perpetual fascination and fear of the ocean's vast, unknown depths, and the creatures that may lurk within. It is a space where the boundaries of understanding and safety are tested, where the creatures, such as Leviathan, reign as kings in the deep, challenging the bravest of heroes and even the gods. The prevalence of such sea monsters across various cultures suggests a shared human experience and a common psychological landscape where the sea represents the unknown and uncontrollable aspects of nature. Each culture's myths and legends, with creatures akin to Leviathan, serve as metaphors for these fears and the chaos they represent, and perhaps a collective attempt to explain and assert control over the world's more unpredictable and less understood elements. As we explore these various depictions, from the Leviathan of the Hebrew Bible to Tiamat of Babylon and Yam of the Canaanites, we see a rich tapestry of human imagination and cultural expression. These stories not only entertain, but also provide insight into how different civilizations understood their world and coped with the fears of the unknown. In the tapestry of biblical narratives, Leviathan is woven into the scriptures not merely as a sea creature of formidable strength and terror, but as a profound symbol rich with multiple layers of meaning. In these ancient texts, Leviathan transcends its physical form to become a representation of chaos, evil, and all that stands in opposition to the divine order established by God. It is a symbol that is revisited throughout the Bible to portray the ongoing battle between cosmic order and chaos. Leviathan's role as a symbol of chaos is deeply intertwined with the biblical theme of creation out of chaos, a common motif in Near Eastern religious texts. In this context, Leviathan doesn't just represent chaos as a state of disorder, but as a force with potential for evil and destruction that must be subdued by divine authority. By depicting God's control over Leviathan, the scriptures send a powerful message of hope and reassurance to the faithful that no entity, no matter how chaotic or seemingly invincible, is beyond God's governance. Furthermore, Leviathan, as an embodiment of evil, gives a tangible form to abstract concepts of sin and rebellion against divine will. Its portrayal as a creature that is ultimately defeated by God reinforces the theological stance that evil, no matter how powerful, will not prevail. This defeat not only demonstrates God's omnipotence, but also serves as a metaphor for the eschatological defeat of all evil at the end of times, as prophesied in various scriptures. In some interpretations, Leviathan is not only a symbol of chaos and evil, but also of protection. In ancient iconography and amulets, creatures resembling Leviathan were used as symbols to ward off evil and misfortune, indicating its dual role as both threat and protector, embodying the complex relationship between humanity, divinity, and the forces of nature. This multifaceted symbol serves as a cornerstone for many of the teachings and parables within the Bible, illustrating through Leviathan the constant presence of divine power and justice in a world where chaos and evil seem ever present. Each mention of Leviathan in the scriptures layers additional meaning, enriching our understanding of how ancient peoples interpreted their world and the divine forces at play. As we delve deeper into the symbolism of Leviathan in the scriptures, we uncover not just a creature of myth and legend, but a pivotal element in the theological and moral teachings of the Bible, offering insights into the perpetual human quest to understand the divine balance between order and chaos, good and evil, remountable and incomprehensible power of God. This passage forces Job and the reader to acknowledge the vast gap between human and divine capabilities, wisdom and control over the universe. Leviathan, therefore, becomes a humbling force, reminding Job of his position in the cosmic order and redefining his understanding of justice and suffering under the dominion of an omnipotent creator. It starkly illustrates that just as humans cannot contend with Leviathan, so too are they unequipped to question or understand the full scope of God's plans and purposes. The use of Leviathan in this context is a powerful literary and theological device. It not only highlights the themes of power and mystery, but also serves as a critical turning point for Job's spiritual journey. It is here, in the shadow of Leviathan's might, that Job begins to find resolution, not through answers, but through a renewed trust in the sovereignty and wisdom of God. This segment of the narrative is crucial for understanding the broader implications of Leviathan as more than a creature. It is a symbol of the ultimate questions about divine justice, the problem of evil, and the proper posture of humanity before the divine mysteries. In the poetic and prophetic landscapes of Psalms and Isaiah, Leviathan is portrayed not just as a formidable creature, but as a conquered entity, whose defeat underlines significant theological themes. These biblical books use the imagery of Leviathan to emphasize the themes of divine triumph and cosmic order. Each mention serves as a vivid illustration of God's unrivaled power to impose order over chaos, affirming his role as the ultimate sovereign of the universe. In Psalms, specifically Psalm 74:14, Leviathan is depicted as being defeated by God. You crushed the heads of Leviathan and gave him as food to the creatures of the desert. This imagery not only showcases God's power to subdue even the mightiest beings, but also symbolically represents his provision and care for his creation, turning even the chaos symbolized by Leviathan into sustenance for his people. Similarly, Isaiah 27:1 presents Leviathan as a direct target of God's salvific wrath. In that day, the Lord with his severe sword, great and strong, will punish Leviathan the fleeing serpent, Leviathan that twisted serpent, and he will slay the reptile that is in the sea. This passage is particularly potent as it frames Leviathan's defeat as part of the eschatological hope, portraying a future where God not only restores order, but eradicates the sources of chaos and evil, ensuring peace and security for his people. These scriptural passages are not merely historical or mythological accounts. They are laden with hope and assurance for the faithful. The defeat of Leviathan is a metaphor for the ultimate victory that the faithful can expect, where chaos and evil are not just subdued, but are completely vanquished. This is reflective of the broader biblical promise of salvation and divine governance, where God's power and justice prevail, offering protection and peace to those who trust in him. The mention of Leviathan in these contexts serves as a powerful reminder of the protective and salvational aspects of divine power. It reassures the faithful of God's omnipotence and his proactive role in maintaining cosmic and moral order. It communicates that no matter how chaotic or threatening the forces of this world appear, they are never beyond the control of divine governance. Throughout centuries, interpretations of Leviathan have varied widely among theologians and scholars, reflecting the depth and complexity of this biblical creature. The debate over Leviathan's true nature has spanned interpretations of it being a literal animal, a mythical symbol, or a metaphorical figure representing natural phenomena or spiritual concepts. This diversity in understanding highlights the richness of biblical literature and the varied ways humans seek to understand the divine and the natural world. Some scholars have posited that Leviathan might have been based on real creatures known to ancient peoples, such as crocodiles or large whales. These animals, remarkable for their size and strength, could easily inspire the descriptions found in Job and other scriptures, leading some to argue that Leviathan was a dramatized version of these formidable beasts, adapted into texts to convey deeper spiritual truths. On the other hand, many theologians view Leviathan primarily as a mythical symbol rooted in ancient Near Eastern cosmologies that featured chaotic sea creatures defeated by gods to establish cosmic order. In this view, Leviathan is less about the creature itself and more about what it represents: chaos, evil, or opposition to the divine order, serving as a narrative device to underscore God's ultimate authority over all creation. Additionally, some interpretations suggest that Leviathan could be a poetic representation of natural phenomena like earthquakes, tsunamis, or other cataclysmic events. These scholars suggest that ancient people personified natural disasters as monsters like Leviathan, using familiar narratives of combat and victory to explain and cope with these inexplicable and terrifying events. This rich tapestry of interpretations shows the dynamic life of scriptural texts as they are read, reread, and understood in new ways through different ages and cultures. Each interpretation of Leviathan offers unique insights into the anxieties, hopes, and theological beliefs of societies across time. reflecting how humans continually seek to find meaning in the world around them through the lens of their faith and experiences. The ongoing scholarly debate about Leviathan not only enriches our understanding of this biblical figure, but also invites us to reflect on our own perceptions of the unknown and the methods we use to interpret the often unfathomable aspects of our existence. In Jewish eschatological texts, Leviathan is not merely a creature of chaos and challenge, but assumes a significant role in the imagery of the end times. This portrayal in Jewish tradition starkly contrasts with its earlier depictions as an untamable monster. According to these traditions, Leviathan's end comes as a symbol of God's ultimate sovereignty and the fulfillment of his promises to his people. The creature is destined to be slain, and its flesh served at a grand celestial banquet for the righteous, an event that marks the Messianic age. This eschatological feast is not just a moment of celebration, but a profound representation of the final victory over evil and chaos. The slaying of Leviathan and the feasting upon it symbolize the transformation of something once terrifying and harmful into a source of nourishment and joy for the faithful. This act conveys a deep theological message about the nature of divine justice and redemption, illustrating how God can turn even the greatest evils into good. This depiction of Leviathan in Jewish eschatology is steeped in layers of symbolism. The feast itself represents the communal sharing in the rewards of faithfulness and the collective celebration of victory over sin and death. It underscores the themes of community, redemption, and the renewal of creation that are central to Jewish messianic hopes. Furthermore, the act of consuming Leviathan can be seen as an act of reclaiming power over the forces of chaos that the creature represents, symbolizing the restoration of order and peace in the new world to come. In these texts, Leviathan serves as a bridge between the world as it is known, with its imperfections and evils, and the world as it will be transformed in the time of the Messiah. The narrative of Leviathan thus evolves from one of fear and awe to one of hope and redemption, reflecting a broader theological narrative of transformation and salvation that resonates deeply within the Jewish faith. This unique role of Leviathan in Jewish eschatology highlights the adaptability and depth of biblical symbols and their ability to convey complex theological truths across different contexts and eras. It invites believers to reflect on the ultimate power of God, not only to subdue, but to transform, and to consider the implications of this power in their understanding of justice, redemption, and divine love. Leviathan has not only captivated ancient audiences, but has also transcended its biblical origins to permeate modern culture in profound and varied ways. Its evocative imagery and symbolic potency have found resonance across literature, film, and even in the nuances of political discourse. In these contemporary realms, Leviathan often emerges not merely as a biblical beast, but as a versatile metaphor for vast, overpowering forces, highlighting its enduring relevance and the ongoing human fascination with the concepts of power and control. In literature, Leviathan has been adopted and adapted by numerous writers to explore themes of totalitarianism, societal control, and the overwhelming nature of state power. Thomas Hobbes's seminal work, Leviathan, is perhaps the most famous example, where the title itself is a metaphor for an all-powerful sovereign, a necessary force to prevent societal chaos, much like the biblical monster that represents divine kingship and order. In the cinematic world, the concept of Leviathan is often portrayed in films and documentaries that deal with large, seemingly insurmountable forces. Whether these are societal systems, environmental challenges, or literal sea monsters that echo the biblical Leviathan's daunting presence. These representations play on the creature's attributes of awe and terror, drawing audiences into reflections on their own world's complexities and the powers that shape their realities. Furthermore, in political discourse, the term Leviathan is frequently used to describe an overreaching government or any large entity that exerts substantial control over individuals, drawing directly from Hobbes's political theory. This usage underscores the creature's symbolic weight as an embodiment of absolute power and authority, provoking discussions on the balance between governance and liberty. The adaptation of Leviathan in these various forms demonstrates not only the flexibility of biblical symbols to find relevance in new contexts, but also underscores a collective human experience. It reflects enduring concerns about power, control, and the human condition, issues as relevant today as they were in ancient times. Leviathan's journey from ancient texts to modern narratives is a testament to its powerful symbolism and the human propensity to seek metaphors that articulate our deepest fears and highest aspirations. It invites us to reflect on how ancient symbols can offer insights into contemporary issues and encourages a dialogue between the past and the present, between the mythical and the real. Throughout history, artists have been captivated by the imposing figure of Leviathan, each bringing their unique perspective and cultural influences to their depictions. This segment explores how Leviathan has been visually reimagined from the Dark Ages to the digital era, tracing its evolution across a broad spectrum of art forms. These artistic portrayals not only reflect the artist's individual interpretations, but also capture the shifting cultural contexts that influence how Leviathan is perceived and represented. In the Middle Ages, Leviathan was often depicted on maps and in manuscripts as a terrifying force of nature, a reminder of the dangers lurking in the unknown parts of the world. These medieval maps frequently placed Leviathan at the edges, embodying the medieval fear of the "here be dragons" unknown. The creature was often illustrated as a serpentine beast, coiling menacingly in the ocean, its body encircling sea vessels or spewing water in great torrents, a visual metaphor for the chaotic and unexplored seas that bordered the known world. As artistic styles evolved into the Renaissance and beyond, Leviathan's portrayals began to reflect more nuanced theological and philosophical themes. Artists like Gustave Doré integrated Leviathan into biblical scenes, such as the illustrations for the Book of Job, where Leviathan is depicted with dramatic and intricate detail that emphasizes its role as a symbol of divine power and the sublime nature of God's creations. In modern times, digital artists and graphic designers have reinterpreted Leviathan through a contemporary lens, often using the creature to explore themes of environmentalism, corporate greed, or political power. These artworks might depict Leviathan as a monstrous entity made from pollution engulfing cities, or as a corporate behemoth overpowering small businesses, pushing the metaphorical use of Leviathan to comment on current global issues. These artistic explorations demonstrate Leviathan's ability to adapt and resonate across different eras, serving as a canvas onto which artists project their deepest fears, greatest awe, and most pressing concerns. Each artistic depiction of Leviathan enriches our understanding of this complex symbol, showing us how perceptions of chaos, power, and the divine continue to evolve. The Gallery of Leviathan artwork provides a visual journey through time, showcasing the diversity of artistic interpretations and the enduring inspiration that this biblical creature has provided across centuries. Leviathan's journey through cultural history extends well beyond the pages of ancient scriptures, making a formidable splash in popular media. From Hollywood blockbusters to video games, this mythical creature has been reimagined as everything from a terrifying antagonist to a symbol of nature's indomitable spirit. These portrayals have cemented Leviathan's status in modern mythology, where it often represents insurmountable challenges or epic adversaries, resonating with audiences around the globe. In the world of cinema, Leviathan has inspired the depiction of sea monsters and giant beasts that embody the fears and fascinations of the deep. Films like The Leviathan and sequences in Pirates of the Caribbean, where monstrous sea creatures battle with human heroes, draw directly from the imagery and thematic elements associated with the biblical Leviathan. These films tap into the primal fear and awe that vast unknown creatures invoke, while also playing on the theme of human perseverance and ingenuity in the face of such overwhelming odds. The realm of video games also offers a rich field for Leviathan's manifestations, where players often encounter Leviathan-like creatures as bosses or significant challenges. Games such as Final Fantasy and Subnautica feature creatures inspired by Leviathan in roles that test the player's skill and strategy, encapsulating the thrill and terror of confronting such colossal adversaries. These interactive experiences allow players to engage directly with the myth, navigating the dangers in a virtual world that echoes the biblical battles between divine forces and chaotic entities. Beyond entertainment, Leviathan has also appeared in literature and graphic novels, often used metaphorically to explore themes of corruption, power, and survival in hostile environments. This versatile use in various narrative forms highlights Leviathan's adaptability as a symbol and its ability to convey complex messages about society, morality, and human nature. Each of these media adaptations underscores Leviathan's enduring allure and the universal appeal of stories that feature battles against overwhelming odds. They mirror the biblical themes of struggle and triumph, bringing ancient narratives into contemporary settings and inviting audiences to reflect on their own Leviathans, be they personal, societal, or environmental. Leviathan is not just a creature of myth and terror. It embodies deep theological lessons that resonate across time and cultures. Through its biblical narratives and various interpretations, Leviathan teaches us about the complexity of good versus evil and the human quest for meaning in the face of overwhelming challenges. This segment explores the spiritual and moral lessons embedded in the story of Leviathan, highlighting its significance in understanding our place within the cosmos and our relationship with the divine. In the scriptures, Leviathan is a symbol of chaos and evil, a formidable adversary that is ultimately subdued by God's overwhelming power. This narrative teaches us about the sovereignty of God and the assurance that no force, no matter how chaotic or powerful, is outside his control. It reassures us of the ultimate victory of good over evil and the divine order over chaos. These themes are particularly poignant in our modern world, where the forces of chaos and disorder often seem insurmountable. Moreover, Leviathan prompts a reflection on the power of faith and the need for humility. The biblical story of Leviathan, particularly in the book of Job, serves as a reminder of our limitations and the vastness of divine wisdom. It challenges us to acknowledge that there are forces in life, be they natural disasters, societal upheavals, or personal trials, that are beyond our understanding and control. In these times, Leviathan teaches us the importance of humility and the need to place our trust in a higher power, recognizing that our human perspective is but a small part of a greater divine plan. Furthermore, the story of Leviathan invites us to contemplate the role of faith in navigating the trials of life. Just as the biblical figures had to trust in God's sovereignty over Leviathan, we too are called to rely on faith when faced with challenges that test our courage, resilience, and understanding. This trust is not passive, rather it is an active engagement with our beliefs, encouraging us to seek deeper insights and greater alignment with our spiritual values. The theological lessons of Leviathan extend beyond personal spirituality to encompass community and societal ethics. They encourage us to consider how we, as a community, respond to the Leviathans of our time, how we confront collective challenges, and how our faith informs our actions towards creating a just and ordered society. In this light, Leviathan becomes more than a story. It becomes a call to introspection and action, a guide for living a life informed by faith, humility, and the relentless pursuit of good in the face of daunting evil. In today's world, the story of Leviathan holds profound relevance as we navigate through an era marked by tumultuous and seemingly insurmountable global challenges. From environmental crises to political upheavals and personal trials, our contemporary Leviathans mirror the biblical beast in their scope and impact, threatening to disrupt our sense of order and security. This segment explores how the ancient myth of Leviathan can provide us with insights and strategies to confront these modern-day giants with resilience and integrity. Leviathan, as a symbol of chaos and overwhelming power, serves as a powerful metaphor for the environmental challenges we face today. Issues like climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution are vast and complex, often feeling as unconquerable as the mythical Leviathan. The biblical narrative reminds us that these monsters can be addressed with collective action and a deep-seated belief in our ability to bring about change. It inspires us to muster the courage and commitment needed to tackle these issues head-on, promoting a sustainable and harmonious interaction with our planet. Politically, Leviathan can represent the struggle against corruption, tyranny, and injustice within societies. Just as the biblical Leviathan was ultimately subdued by divine intervention, today's political Leviathans require a vigilant and engaged citizenry empowered by justice and democratic principles. The story encourages us to uphold our values, engage in meaningful civic actions, and strive for political systems that reflect the collective will and common good. On a personal level, Leviathan symbolizes the internal battles we face, be they mental health struggles, personal loss, or other profound challenges. These personal Leviathans can seem overwhelming, pushing us to our limits. The narrative of Leviathan offers a reminder of the human capacity for resilience and recovery, urging us to find strength in faith, community, and our inner resources. It teaches us to face our fears and obstacles with integrity and to find ways to transform our struggles into sources of personal growth and enlightenment. Thus, the story of Leviathan is not just a relic of the past, but a living, breathing allegory that continues to inspire and guide us. It compels us to reflect on how we respond to the Leviathans of our times, how we can confront and overcome the chaos with a spirit of determination and hope. In doing so, we not only address the challenges at hand, but also contribute to a legacy of resilience and integrity for future generations. As we near the conclusion of our exploration into the legend of Leviathan, it's time to turn the focus inward and reflect on how this ancient symbol resonates within our own lives. Leviathan, a representation of chaos and formidable challenges, offers us a mirror to view our personal and collective struggles. This segment invites you, the viewer, to engage deeply with the themes discussed and consider the Leviathans you face today. What are the monumental challenges in your life that seem as insurmountable as Leviathan? These could be personal obstacles, such as overcoming a significant life change, battling health issues, or confronting deep-seated fears. Alternatively, they might be broader societal issues. How are you impacted by global crises like climate change, social inequality, or political instability? Reflect on these questions and consider how the story of Leviathan has shaped your perception of these challenges. Moreover, Think about where you find strength and guidance in facing these Leviathans. Is it through faith, community support, personal resilience, or perhaps a combination of these? How do you maintain your integrity and stay true to your values when confronted with such overwhelming odds? These reflections are not just about understanding your struggles, but about uncovering the resources and strategies you use to navigate them. This moment of reflection is crucial for personal growth and community solidarity. By sharing your experiences and insights, you contribute to a collective understanding and support network that can inspire and uplift others facing their own Leviathans. So I encourage you to share your thoughts and join our community discussion below. Let's delve into these profound questions together and help each other find ways to overcome the chaos and challenges we face in our lives. As we conclude our journey through the depths of ancient scriptures, mythological interpretations, and modern representations, we see that the legacy of Leviathan is as vast and deep as the seas it is said to inhabit. This powerful symbol has traversed centuries, adapting and evolving, yet always retaining its essence as a monumental force representing chaos, challenge, and ultimately the triumph of divine and human spirit over adversity. Today, Leviathan remains a potent symbol in our collective consciousness, urging us to confront and understand the chaotic forces in our world and within ourselves. It teaches us about the power of resilience and the importance of facing our fears with courage and wisdom. The story of Leviathan is not just about a mythical beast. It's a narrative that challenges us to seek order in chaos, find meaning in suffering, and strive for good in a world that often seems dominated by its opposite. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening exploration into the legendary Leviathan. Your engagement and insights enrich our discussion and deepen our understanding of these ancient myths and their relevance to our modern lives. Please like, comment, and share your thoughts below. What did you find most intriguing about Leviathan? How do you relate to this ancient symbol in your daily life? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more explorations into the fascinating world of biblical mysteries and the profound truths they hold. Each story, each creature we uncover, brings us closer to understanding the complex tapestry of human belief and the enduring search for meaning in our existence. Join us next time as we dive into another enigmatic chapter of history and uncover the secrets it holds. Until then, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep exploring the mysteries that bind us all. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into biblical mysteries. Turn on notifications to never miss an exploration into the past that enlightens our present.